Penney.
There's a break in there. Come on, break.
What's your 20, buddy?
Everton, what's yours?
Forward. What's Center City, Philadelphia, Roger?
Roger. What's the old handle?
Dallas 1, Comstock Kid, Roger.
Oh, 10-4 Comstock Kid. This is Tiny out here in Havertown. 10-4.
10-4 there, Tiny. 10-4. Yes, I have the copy up there.
Oh, not too bad. Coming up here about a 10.
All right, on the bench, I have a Penney 6218. So this one's already been repaired. This belongs to Wes out in Texas. He's been a good customer. But I love when I get radios like this, pretty non-typical, you know, kind of out of the norm. Even though it's a Penney, this is a Cybernet chassis. So this one got my full service recap, alignment, cleaning, pot cleaning, etc. So yeah, this one here, he wanted actually an LED in the meter, but these meters are a little weird. It actually has like a little board in it, and in this particular one, it's been glued in, and it is just, I feel like I'm going to do more damage getting that board out to put an LED in than what it's worth. So, besides, the radio has kind of like a nostalgic look anyway, but it's just not, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze, as they say, to put in an LED in there. The meter is so, not really crusty, not the correct word, but very crack prone, very dry, and I already tried to pull out the board, and it started to crack a little bit, so I know he wanted an LED in there, but I think maybe it's just best to leave that in there. But anyway, yeah, he just wanted a good working radio. He actually had wanted a recommendation, if necessary, for a power mic, but I kind of agree with him. In a note he left me, you know, he thinks it does, you know, modulates really well, and I agree with him. I don't think you need anything more than just the stock mic, and we'll kind of prove that in a minute here. But yeah, so she's been recapped, aligned. Here's the caps. It had some glue in it. Looks like they really ladled it in along the bigger caps. But anyway, it ended up being a really good radio. It was a little deaf, so once I did the recap, obviously I do the alignment. But yeah, a lot of the some of the transformers in the receive section were kind of out. So, but man, what a great listening radio this is now. What a great modulating radio this is. For people that talk on AM only, and you just want a good, like a punchy audio, which these Cybernets have, you can't go wrong with this type of radio like this. Anything with this type of board in it. So I actually own one of these. I also have a RCA Copilot with the same chassis in it. I think a couple of the Lafayette of this vintage, like right around the late 70s, have Cybernet chassis in it, if not the same, similar, that kind of has similar performance. And yeah, like an HB, I think like a 640 or whatever. Probably not, it's a little bit different than this one. I think the final is different, and not quite as good a performer as this one. But man, if you guys see one of these for sale, or an RCA Copilot with the same board in it, just pick it up. It's worth putting in your collection. And if you talk AM, like if you're trying to, I guess there's different types of collectors out there, but you know, if you have just a good collection of radios, and you put them on air every once in a while, kind of just like fool around with them, you know, plug them in, and then you take it back out. Like if you're swapping radios, you know, this is definitely, something like this should definitely be in your collection. So, but yeah, so anyway, it's been recapped, aligned, and we can go over some of the performance, and we can actually just do the typical tests. I honestly, I kind of, I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I'm kind of, you know, after it's after the alignment and doing the performance tests, I'm like, you know what, it's a really great performing radio. I guess I'll just do a quick, like, performance video for Wes. So yeah, anyway, let me get the covers back on. I did clean the radio, so it has, like, I don't know if you can kind of see, but it had like a little bit of a black overspray all over it, including around here the black bezel. So I took some isopropyl alcohol and a little bit of glass cleaner, and it came up really nice. So yeah, and the mic cord was pretty crusty as well, so everything came out pretty nice, way better. But you have to be careful on what chemicals you use, because like isopropyl alcohol won't take the silk screening off, but like other stuff will. Obviously nail polish, anything with that in it is definitely a no-no. It will actually melt the plastic as well, so that's something I stay away from. But as these radios get older, the less you scrub along the silk screening, the better off you are. So sometimes it's just better off to deal and accept that the radio has some blemishes, rather than trying to clean them away, and you kind of make things worse, honestly. So but yeah, anyway, radio's looking a lot better. So let me get the covers on, and we'll do the normal tests. Alright, well, we're on the signal generator, and there's an S9 going to the radio. Out of the way. Alright, minus 70. Okay. Now let's do a Sonata is on. We'll do a sensitivity test. Alright, I'm zoomed out as much as I can. It's minus 80, minus 90, minus 100. It's minus 110. Turn the volume up. It's 111, 112. Minus 113, 14. Alright, minus 114 dBm. That is a really great listening radio, for sure. When I first put her on, when I did the preliminary test, it was right around 100. So it definitely needed an alignment. So good thing. I'm sure the recapping probably helped, some. But man, it was what a great listening radio this is. So let me put this back to an S9, which is right about there. All right. So yeah, that's what we got for receive. Really, just what a great listening radio, and it modulates pretty good as well. So let's check that out next, and then we'll put her on the antenna. All right, it's on a dummy load. There we go. Set perfectly. So we have a 4-watt carrier. Audio. It's right on frequency. Audio. Like 20, going over a little bit, but call it 20 watts. And that is with everything intact, modulation set perfectly. So it is a great swinging radio. Let's actually see how it sounds. Try to not squeal here. Check one. Let me turn it up. Check one, check two. Alright, we're squealing a little bit. Let me turn this down. Check one, check two, check one, check two. See, it's got that punchy audio that you don't get from like a Uniden powered radio. So I kind of like the audio on this a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, the Cobra. Turn this up a hair. You get really great modulation out of like a Cobra 29 or whatever, that's what everybody knows, but just a really great sounding radio. But, not that it really makes a difference on AM, but... Audio. Alright, this JC Penney is sounding really good. It's a 6218 with a Cybernet board in it, PLL02A. Yeah, just a really great radio. Audio. Check. Audio. Check, check, check. Let me tell you what a great modulating radio this is. But yeah, that's why I did the video, so you can actually see how good these things perform. You don't need anything crazy to get some good modulation out of some of these older radios. And you know, I know you can go out and you can buy a Chinese, you know, radio or whatever, but it is tough beating these old, like late 70s, early 80s radios, especially when they're set up nice, aligned properly. They're tough to beat. But anyway, let me put it on the antenna, and we'll do some channel surfing. And Skip's been kind of erratic, but it has been coming in today, so let me get her on the antenna. All right, we're on the antenna.
All the planning they did, and the motorcycles, and the little helicopters, and I mean, it was just really neat. Yeah, well, different than I expected. I figured it'd be about an outer space beam, you know, like using the gray. Yeah, it was still a good movie. Somebody saying hello to me.
.320 Massachusetts, waving a hand. Anybody got a copy on 320 Massachusetts? A little too busy. .320 Massachusetts, waving a hand. Anybody got a copy on 320 Massachusetts? I guess not. Sometimes you get through, sometimes you don't. .320 Massachusetts, waving a hand. Who's got a copy on 320 Massachusetts? .41's got good audio. Alright guys, well, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to keep this on my workbench, give her a good heat up cycle before I send her back out and make sure everything is okay. But there we have it, a really great performing AM performing radio, Penney 6218. Thanks for watching.